Welcome to the Hypothalamic Amenorrhea podcast. I'm Danny Sheriff, your host, certified fertility awareness practitioner, functional nutrition counselor, and founder of the HA Society, and of course, an HA recovery coach who has walked where you currently are walking. This is the place to come if you care about getting your period regularly. This podcast aims to educate, inform, and keep you motivated on your period and HA recovery track. So let's dive in. But last thing, nothing on the show should be taken as medical advice, so please seek the advice of your physician. Hello. If you can hear this, if you are listening to this right now, it means that the Restore program is open. For the first 48 hours, it's early bird pricing, y'all. You don't want to miss out on that for sure. On January 12th, it goes up to $935. So you definitely do not want to miss that. First thing that you're going to do is join the program at thehasociety.com/restore. The second thing is you're going to be added into the group. The third thing is I am going to personally be reaching out to you to get you set up. You're going to get all of your intake forms done just like we do with our one-on-one clients. You're going to be onboarded into the group because it's also a group program, and we're going to really get you ready, get you started, because we have a lot of work to do over 10 weeks if we're going to get you set up for success here. So do not miss this opportunity, right? January 2023 is like the perfect time to fully commit to this process, figure it all out. We're going to work through your nutrition, your mindset, your exercise stuff. We're going to do full audits of your entire life. We're going to do one-on-one sessions. We're going to do, of course, all of the group sessions. We're going to do 3 food reviews throughout the whole process so you can stay accountable, so you can get real feedback. This is not for group coaching. Like, if I'm totally honest with you, when Ashley brought up, I was like, I don't want to do a group coaching program. Everyone does a group coach. It just doesn't sound good. But she was like, no, listen to me. Hear me out. We're going to be bringing the individualization in. You're going to take half the girls. I'm going to take half the girls. We're going to work intensely with these people. Now, because of this, because it's a big one-on-one element to it, we can only take a very limited group. We're only taking like 5 of you. So if you're listening to this, go ahead and sign up now. Enrollment's going to close in about a week, but it might close sooner if we fill up all 5 spots. So don't miss it. It's really, really worth it. You can head to our website. You can see all of the feedback we've gotten from people who've been through it before. We have done this over and over again. We have done this so many times that we've been able to create a blueprint that we are going to give to you and guide you through it. So if you love doing a DIY recovery, be my guest, of course, like, power to you. But if you also love having a set of expert eyes, having an entire support group to cheer you on, to help you feel heard and seen. And if you want all of the information just given to you versus like you having to go all over the internet to find it, the Restore program is definitely for you. So you and I are about to become best friends too. So just prepare for that. If you don't like me, don't join this program. But if you do, we're about to be best friends. So get ready. Join us now, before the first 48 hours is up, at thehasociety.com/restore. The link will be in the show notes. And you got this. You can do this. I'm so excited for us to work on this together. Ashley and I will see you there.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I missed you not vlogging every single day. I kind of miss it, but it's nice to have enough time to actually focus on the Restore program and our certification, and it's just madness. But in writing the certification and and like sort of a mix of lots of questions that I have gotten over the years. I wanted to talk about improving egg quality and egg quality in general. We talk about this in the certification in depth, but I'm going to try and like make it succinct for like what you need to know. And it's going to also at the same time answer the question, why wait 3 cycles before declaring full recovery, before trying to get pregnant? So women's eggs, we're born with all of our eggs, and like, in fact, isn't it crazy to think about how like if you have a baby girl in your room, she has all of her eggs. All of her eggs are inside you. So you're born with all of your eggs. So you're actually born with, it's estimated to be somewhere around 1 million to 500,000 eggs when you're very first born, and they immediately begin the process of depleting even before you hit puberty. And then once you hit puberty, it kind of speeds up. So, there's many reasons why teen pregnancy is common, and one of those reasons is you have more eggs, you ovulate. Often girls will ovulate a few more times a year. So it kind of goes, the odds of getting pregnant increase. As you get older, you actually cycle a little bit less and you have less eggs. And this is why people freak out around the age of 35. And the reality is it's not the same to get pregnant in your teens or your early 20s as it is in your mid 30s. You have a really good long window, and absolutely women get pregnant in their 30s and their 40s all of the time. I never ever worry when I have a client come to me in their mid 30s and they're like, I want to get pregnant. I'm never concerned. But the reality is that once you get to menopause, you kind of only have around 1,000 eggs left. But with cycling less frequently and with having less eggs, it also becomes a lot more common. Egg quality declines quite frequently. So egg quality is dictated by a lot of things, typically environmental factors, as in what your environment is like from both a physical and a psychological standpoint, what your nutrition is like, what you're exposed to every day. These things impact your egg quality. And if egg quality goes down, pregnancy risk comes up, meaning lack of, inability to conceive, inability to hold pregnancy, so miscarriage, and, birth defects and poor birth outcomes. So we want good egg quality. The good news is you can improve egg quality. But for the purpose of this video, I really want to outline like the timeline, right? So a follicle takes 90 to 100 days to develop. And before that process starts and during that process, we want to be working on our egg quality. One of the key ways to improve egg quality is to actually have a menstrual cycle and a healthy dose of reproductive hormones in the first place. And as many of you will know or expect, your very first recovery cycles are not always perfect. I mean, you just had like a multi-year or multi-month follicular phase before you got your first period. What we really want to do is have our cycle parameters, being our menstrual bleed, our follicular phase, our ovulation, and our luteal phase. We want them all to be good. We want cervical mucus to be good. We want basal body temperature to be good. We want our whole health and well-being to be good. We want to be fertile. So if we're coming up out of a depleted state, right? We didn't have a period for ages. Maybe we even were underweight. Maybe we even had other issues going on. It's going to take time for your body to rebuild what it needs to be able to facilitate a pregnancy, and that includes egg quality. So,
hello. Sorry for interrupting. Just interrupting really quick, guys, to remind you to join the Restore program. It is open. It is ready for you. We cannot wait to meet you and help you get your cycle back and become best friends forever. Okay, so go to thehasociety.com/restore. And okay, go back on with the show.
When you make changes to improve egg quality, or when you make changes to get your period back at all and start cycling, you immediately start reaping the benefits. So good, like great. Even if you get pregnant on your very first try, great. You've been making changes that have been impacting egg quality. If you leave it for 3 cycles, right, and go on essentially like some kind of preconception protocol, which we'll do with clients, right? Like they got their period back, they want to get pregnant. Okay, let's work at it. And in the meantime, let's do a preconception protocol to make sure that you are optimizing for pregnancy. Because in the environment we live in, that kind of needs to happen. It's not something that is easy to just have passively happened to us. We kind of need to take it into our own hands. And it can take time for your reproductive hormones to get in a rhythm and be operating at full force. This is why when we get our first periods back, sometimes they're anovulatory or sometimes luteal phase is low, because you had enough hormonal activity to get a period, but your cycle's not right yet. It's not looking good yet. So sometimes just the act of waiting and just like letting some cycles come and go, the process helps. Like your body's just finding its rhythm. And in that process, egg quality is improving. So that could be a really, really big reason to wait for 3 cycles before you get pregnant. And it's one of the reasons why 3 periods is often recommended for before you call yourself recovered, because you want to make sure your cycle parameters look better. And statistically, that's roughly when we see those improvements. But it's not always what we see in practice. You know, for me, I think like 35%, 40% of clients cycle immediately into a beautiful textbook cycle. Most of us have to work on things, and working on egg quality, a lot of those things will translate into working on cycle parameters. So I don't know if this is making sense. But in a nutshell, right, it takes 90 to 100 days for an egg to develop. We want to utilize that time to work on egg quality so that when the follicle does develop and rupture and we go to get pregnant, that egg, that follicle is in its best condition. We want to like give our body 3 months to get a rhythm so that our reproductive hormone status is at its best, and just all of our other general bodily functions status is looking really good, and we're more back at homeostasis. And then, you know, the last reason when it comes to HA is that it just takes a little while to get confident, you know, in what you're doing, in your body is changing. And it's just one of those things that, quite frankly, you need to put the reps in. You need to get up every day and eat and fuel, nourish your body and work through the challenges of the whole thing. So probably just from, you know, a psychological standpoint as well, we don't recommend that you get your period back and then don't focus on this anymore, because the likelihood is that, in fact, you'll kind of get your period and then be like, I don't need to do any of this stuff anymore. It just happens that way. Like, people are really keen to get their period back so that they can run back in the direction that they came from. So just sit in it, give yourself 3 months. It's going to serve you. And then you'll be looking good and ready to try and conceive. Remember, it takes the average couple 3 tries, 3 months as well. So 3 is just a great number for so many reasons, statistically as well. All right, guys, I hope that this was a helpful episode for you. If you like it, please like and subscribe to this channel. And if you are really nerding out on this information, if you're really finding it super interesting, I recommend you join us for our Restore program. That is starting January 10th. The waitlist will be on right now, and the enrollment will open on the 10th. So please join us, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for listening today, guys. Please subscribe to the podcast, and if you could head to iTunes specifically and leave a rating or review, that would help so much, because it makes it easier for other people with HA who are Googling around to find the podcast really easily. So if you do that, you're doing a service to all of the women.
Surgeons keep our hearts beating. They do the amazing, help save lives, and so can you. Your CSL plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines that can give Grandpa the chance for his heart to swell when he meets his new grandson, or give a bride the chance for her heart to skip a beat on her wedding day. Every plasma donation helps more than you know. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate today at your local CSL Plasma Center and be rewarded for your generosity.